Hi guys, Bomber here. Welcome back to the channel, and today is yet again a new deck from the new expansion, Monuments of Power. This time is the time of the Shyvana Aurelion Soul. So yeah, the idea behind this deck is really simple. You just have a Shyvana, which is a very good card on its own. You obviously need a heavy synergy on dragons, so that's why you pretty much have all the good dragons. So White Flame Protector, Fused Firebrand, Radiant Guardian, sorry, no, this is not a dragon, Screeching Dragon, Eclipse Dragon, more on that later, the Infinite Mind Splitter, and Aurelion Soul. So you have also a very good late game, so this is more like a mid-range control deck, as I've said in the deck title, as well as the Sky's Descend, because you can pretty easily have a wide board on dragons that really gives you pretty much the board control. But you can further take advantage of these by playing at the Sky's Descent when they don't really expect that. For example, this could matter, and that's why we are running 2 copies of it. This could matter like in a control mirror. If you have the Sky's Descent, then you have got the upper hand, basically. So yeah, watch out for Deny, basically. But if you are not up against Ionia, then this is pretty much a game-winning card in the mirror against control. And yeah, in the aggro or mid-range matchup, this is probably a bit too much, especially in the aggro. So yeah, but again, this is just for the mirror, like Trundle, Tryndamere, or an Aurelion Soul mirror. But yeah, the Eclipse Dragon is actually very strong because we don't run ramp in this deck, but only like in most Fragile decks which run Aurelion Soul, you want the ramp just because of Aurelion Soul, mostly. So you just want the ramp on Aurelion Soul, so that's it. If you Eclipse Dragon and Daybreak, then Aurelion Soul will cost 2 less the next turn, so this will cost 8. And if you cast this on 7, then the next turn you will be at 8 mana, so you can just play Aurelion Soul 2 turns earlier, which is mostly what you want from a ramp deck, if you think about it. Even if you go for Weirding Stones and you have to make it survive, the Weirding Stones, as well as Catalyst of Eons, then you will get 2 more mana, so you are basically 2 turns ahead, and so you will cast Aurelion Soul 2 turns ahead. And this is basically the same, so Eclipse Dragon is a very nice way to get the ramp on just Aurelion Soul, which is all you need, really. So that's why we can basically play away from not play into Fragile and instead go for Demacia, which has Screeching Dragon and, more importantly, Shyvana, which gives us a very greater, very better early game, as well as having all the tools from Demacia, like Single Combat, Concerted Strike, and the new card as well, Dragon Guard Lieutenant, very great removal spell. If you it's not a spell, but it is basically a 2 mana deal 3. Which can remove like a Misfortune and stuff like that, as well as the Egghead Researcher, which can give you a bit of like, it can block most 1-drops, so this is a very nice body for a blocker. It could be better, of course, but it's also a value generation for next turn, so you can, on the aggro matchup, you can hardly mulligan for the aggro matchup, so Dragon Guard Lieutenant, Egghead Researcher, and still with the Egghead Researcher, you are still like sure that you will get at least some value off of it, which you can play later on, even if you don't draw anything of your other stuff. As well, of course, Herald of Dragons, because we want to get as much discount on these. It is very easy to remove the Herald of Dragons, but really, if you just get 1 discount off of these, and then it gets removed, then you pretty much gained the value off of it. If you just play 2 dragons, and really, it is not much about how much mana discount you have, so like how much mana you did not spend, but it is more like that this enables dragons to be played 1 turn before they actually should be. So if you start attacking and stuff with Shyvana on turn 3 instead of 4, this is basically a 25% increase on speed, on the game speed that your deck is actually doing, as well as the same goes for White Flame Protector. Or imagine this on Aurelion Soul, it is actually very much more important to cast Aurelion Soul 1 turn earlier. So most of the times you could even just play the Herald of Dragons like on turn 8, when they don't have mana to actually remove the Herald of Dragons, so that then you can cast Aurelion Soul on turn 9. Or if you have the Eclipse Dragon, then you can cast it even sooner, So this is basically a 3 mana ramp if you go for both the Herald of Dragons and the Eclipse Dragon. Of course, the Herald of Dragons should have been played the turn before you go for the Twilight, the Eclipse Dragon. But yes, so the Radiant Guardian, as I said before, I confuse it with a dragon, but it's actually very, very important against the aggro matchup, especially because we run Concerted Strike and Single Combat, as well as Shyvana producing a lot of strafing strikes. So we have a lot of strikes in this deck, and it's very, very important to get as many strikes and lifesteal off of Radiant Guardian in the aggro or burn matchup. But so yeah, that's it for the deck list analysis. Let's see this deck in action in some games. So okay, we are up against Trundle Asshole. As you see, last season we were into Master, now we just have been reset to Platinum, so I guess that this was also a Master from last season, because it is kinda like unlikely that he already reached Platinum. So yeah, what do we do about this? We kinda like the Screeching Dragon to take off stuff like the Weaving Stones, stuff like that. The Infinite Mind Spirit, so this is a control mirror. As I say, the Sky's Descent could actually help here. But he has the advantage of having the ramp. So you know, we kinda want to get our Eclipse Dragon as well as an Aurelion Soul. So the Infinite Mind Splitter, even though it was actually pretty good, and in fact the fact that we did get him back is actually okay, but yeah, it was a bit too much in the mulligan. So Agate Researcher gives us a Fist Vibrant, okay, interesting. We can get this 1 damage in, which could matter. Okay, now we don't have a 3 mana play, which is something that this deck is lacking, but yeah, in most of the times, if you just pass on turn 3 and bank the mana for stuff like the strikes and whatever, it's actually not that bad of an idea. So you see now, if he goes for the pass, we are passing, and the reason why for this is because he's probably waiting. Okay, no, if he goes for that, then we are attacking. He was probably waiting on the Catalyst of Eons. If he has one, then okay. Good for you, yeah, okay, he also has another one. Yeah, this is an insane ramp, so you see that here the Screeching Dragon is really, really important to take off at least one, and maybe the turn after that, another one. I don't know if we will have time. Okay, yeah, so let's go for Screeching Dragon. Probably before we take the attack next turn, we also play Shyvana, because leveling up Shyvana seems kinda an interesting plan. Then on the 7th turn we have Eclipse Dragon to immediately go for Aurelion Soul. So if you look at it, as I've said, we're kinda even on how much ramp we get, on how fast we get the Aurelion Soul. But we do have the advantage of having the highest attack, I guess. It all depends on Trundle, getting how much attack he will get, but we do have the Concerted Strike to take care of it. So now we are... I kinda want to go for these, so that Shyvana actually levels up. We deal 8, but then we also Concerted Strike on Trundle, when he's blocking probably on Shyvana. And then, even if he goes for Throw Scavenger, he will not go for that, because he will gain +1/+1. So yeah. He'll probably block with Trundle, so like even if he has a Pale Cascade, which still doesn't save him, but if he has like 2 Pale Cascades, then Shyvana will basically hand the trade, and she will also be leveled up, so yeah, if you place 2 Pale Cascades, and this dies, of course. But yeah, a lot of he has to have a lot of things. So I probably want more the attack on the Screeching Dragon to take care of stuff with this Challenger, and I also want this to be healthier. So yeah, let's probably go for these. So now Shyvana is leveled up, and these matter in the sense that this will generate strafing strikes, which is a lot of orb removal for this deck. So yeah, you see Shyvana is very good because she's kinda okay body on turn, you know, Shyvana, good body. Anyway, good body on turn 4, basically the mid game, early game of this deck, which is pretty much lacking. But then she can be also very good in the late game because this can generate a lot of removal for this deck. So now I could trade the Screeching Dragon with the Eclipse Dragon, but he has to worry about us having a Pale Cascade. Now we can go for Aurelion Soul as well, but you can't really level him up. Okay, so I'm fine with this. Unfortunate, but I'm fine with it. Yeah, the Raiden Guard doesn't really matter. We want to get the Eclipse Dragon so that next turn we can go for Aurelion Soul, level him up. The Infinite Splitter, okay. Ours has quite a bit, but it would have been worse on the Aurelion Soul. And at this point we just take the game. Cosmic Inspiration, but probably the Scourge is better. Since Aurelion Soul is leveling up, so this is basically free, and this is a better body. If he passes here, I might as well pass. Because we don't even give him a chance to do stuff. Like, even if he ashes Aurelion Soul, and you see, it's just 26 out of 25, just very close. Revitalizing Roar. He's going as well for an Aurelion Soul, but his won't be leveled up. So yeah, I'm passing here. The Ephemeral. Okay, he played that on the Ephemeral, so he can't go for Aurelion Soul. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be Aurelion Soul healthier. Probably yes, because it could matter for a Pale Cascade on the Infinite Mind Splitter, so that 1 health could matter. So I probably want to remove that with Aurelion Soul himself. Like if he goes for challenging the vulnerable Aurelion Soul with the Infinite Mind Splitter, and he has also a Pale Cascade. That 1 health could matter. So by both removing the thing that gives this vulnerable, as well as the 1 more health which plays around the Pale Cascade, this could matter a lot. So, you know, this is basically the difference between... oh, yeah, and also he would have leveled up anyway. But yeah, you see, thinking about whatever your opponent could do, and not just what you can do, it's basically the difference between a master and an average player, I could say. So yeah, now we go for the Scourge. This 6 attack doesn't really matter. The Trickster, okay, so he's trying to go for... I will rush you down with Elusives, but yeah, even if it does 9 now, we don't really care. I could have played first the Trickster to block like the Ephemeral to reduce the amount of damage that I take. Yeah, at this point, whatever we do, it's fine, we just won. I don't know why he's still playing, but yeah, I guess he wants to have fun with the game. No, probably... Let's do this, because even if this dies, we will remove that with the Infinite Mind Splitter anyway. So yeah, we want to... Probably want to remove... I don't know, the Infinite Mind Splitter, I want this to block. I want to remove this with the Scourge. So I probably want to remove the what's the name? The Elusives ones, because I could go for the Trickster as well. The Trickster for what, though? You know, this may seem pretty strange, but I guess I want to remove the Eclipse Dragon. Because at this point we just get infinite value, basically. But next turn we're also pushing for the win. So this will be removed by the Scourge. But this will take 1 more turn for those to be free. The Immortal Fire, I probably want to play first the Immortal Fire. It's a better elusive than the Immortal Fire. Than the Trickster. Or you know what? Maybe the White Flame Protector. because elusive right now will get through more easily. How do you say that? Yeah. So this is already 15 with the +2/+2 from the Scourge, and yeah, all the trample, the overwhelm from the other. He doesn't really have enough health to do this. So yeah, this is a good game basically. Well played. Pretty insane finisher there. This is probably what you want to achieve with this deck. A very strong mid game with Shyvana and dragons, and then the win condition itself, Aurelion Soul. With Eclipse Dragon, this is actually very insane. So yeah, well played. So yeah, pretty flashy finisher there with this deck. And actually, the Eclipse Dragon is probably what enables this deck, as I said in the intro. Because the fact that we can play away from Flaljord and still have ramp in the form of Eclipse Dragon in Targon, so that now Targon itself supports the Aurelion Soul strategy, and you don't need to go into ramp on Flaljord. It's actually pretty insane, because now you can combine Targon with whatever region you want, like Demacia, which also has dragons, and Shyvana, which is a very good mid-game strategy, which I probably like more than what other people have been experimenting with, like Lux, with a lot of spells, which seems like a control, which is a control deck. But this is, you know, you just how can I say it? You just counter the pressure put by your opponent with pressure of your own, with board presence, which is usually stronger than just spells which can be countered. You know, it's more clunky. Stats on board are always the best option to go for. So yeah, consider subscribing to this channel if you want to see more Master Tier player gameplay, as well as analysis. I do a lot of stuff in this channel, so please subscribe if you're interested in stuff like that. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you liked it and find it useful, and as always, see ya!